So one day me and my boyfriend was about to do something and he just was like, I cannot take the smell anymore. And he broke up with me and he left. And I said all BBLs stink, whatever. So this is part 2 on why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part 1, I was telling y'all how my sit down ear was stinking real bad. What? And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume, because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door.
Exactly.
When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. First I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh.
This ain't no joke, man. This the real deal.
Really was like, so this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do.
What's good, bedtime bandits? It's your girl Brett, and you know I'm coming with that everyday tea. So make sure you pour it up for me and like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and help your girl reach her new goal of 2K. So this story is about somebody going viral on TikTok right now. Apparently her boyfriend up and left her because her sit down air was stank. Now, she went on to TikTok to explain her story, and it gets crazy. All content and clips used in this video is under fair use for commentary purposes. Clips added for comedy. However, I do not mean any offense to anyone with a BBL. I mean, obviously, people heal differently. People wash themselves differently. People take care of their hygiene differently. Some people eat different foods, and there are all other factors that can contribute to your healing process. Now, I'm not sure Shorty just wasn't eating right or washing herself right. And no offense to her, but this is the first time I heard that. Obviously, everybody knows you're going to have scarring afterwards. And even a normal scar, if large enough or maybe having to get stitches, may pus. But usually when it becomes a smell, it's time to see a doctor. But before we get into the rest of this tea, make sure you pour it up for me and hit that like button.
So first, let me say, my boyfriend at the time did not want me to get the procedure done, but I insisted. Me and my sister went to get the procedure done together. And before I got the procedure done, I joined the group on Facebook. It was like a support group. Different women that got it, that's in relationships, just for, to talk about it. So a lot of women in the group was pretty much saying, when you get it, your boyfriend is going to be jealous, so just keep it out on that. So when he was telling me it was smelly down there, I was going to the group saying, he's saying it's smelly down there. They was basically telling me to ignore him. He's jealous, but he'll eventually come around. So me and my sister got the procedure done at the same time. So at first, mine was healing up good. It was healing normal. So was my sister's. And I would ask her, is you healing well? She would tell me, yeah. I was healing well maybe the first 6 to 7 weeks, but after that it kept on leaking and kept on draining. I was asking my sister how hers was doing. She said she was not leaking or draining.
And like I mentioned before, people do heal differently, but that would have been a red flag for me. Like, why is she healing up and I'm not? I need to go right back to the doctor.
Mine would close up, but then like a day or two later it would start leaking again. So I used to put gauze and dressings on it to support the leakage while I may have been outside or out and about. So that's why I had it for a year with the leakage.
So apparently she was going through this issue for a year. I know that was super stressful, but it seems like a lot of people on her platform was asking her, why did she wait a year to do something about it? Obviously, she said sometimes it looked like it was healing and sometimes it wasn't. But I think anytime you have a concern about your body, you shouldn't waste any time on visiting a doctor, even if it's just to get a follow-up.
Because there would be points that it would close up, or I would think it was closed up fully, but it wasn't. So one day me and my boyfriend was about to do something, and he just was like, I cannot take the smell anymore, and he broke up with me and he left.
And I'm glad she didn't elaborate on the breakup too much. I mean, really, it wasn't his fault. He clearly stuck around for an entire year. If you both honestly thought it was healing, he may have thought it was just you at that point. Not saying that it was, but dang, I think that really gives you a visual idea on how bad it was and how much this lady was actually suffering.
And that was pretty much that. But he was telling me for months. But me listening to the women in a group thinking they knew what they was talking about, it kind of messed everything up for me. It even got to the point I was wearing jeans in the summertime because it was an embarrassment even looking at it. I'm going to upload the picture right here.
And I know she was attempting to cover in the scarring because it was obviously embarrassing. But hunty, I don't think jeans in the summertime was the best idea. Now, obviously, I'm no doctor, but from what I know about scars healing, they need air to breathe. The more heat and moisture, the more likely that it will not heal and may cause an infection. Like I said, that was just in my experience. Clearly, she was already experiencing a spell, but I don't think I would have tried jeans in the summertime. It just seemed, woo, like that thing was in there baking.
But I'm here to tell you, it can attract way more than just followers. Going viral can open you up to spiritual attacks. Now,
did you like the video yet, girl? Go ahead and give me that little like. Don't be stingy. But as y'all can see from that last clip, she did get a lot of backlash about telling her BBL story. So she did come back to the internet just to clear up a few things. You definitely got to be careful when you're talking about things like this, especially something that's very popular amongst women. And if you're coming out saying all BBL stank, you're basically saying they stank. So shoot, I would have been upset too. Like, girl, clarify what you talking about. But again, all clips used in this video does fall under fair use. But shout out to Carlos King. I do watch his channel all the time. He did have some footage that I wasn't able to grab from her personal TikTok. So I appreciate you, boss. Stay up.
I deleted part 1 and I made part 2 because there was some people in the comments that wanted to know more. BBL stink, do you hear me? And it's not coming from the vagina or the beehole. It's coming from the incisions that they cut to inject the fluid and the fat in. Your comments saying, oh, you wasn't washing up right. Come on, let's be real. It's coming out of the incision. It stink. I don't care what y'all say. It stink.
It do.
And if it's not healing properly and your body is rejecting it, the hole will remain open and the drainage will continue to come out and stink up your linen, stink up your underwear, stink up everything, okay?
Damn!
BBL been removed for the past 4 years. Only had it in for about a year until it was stinking so bad I couldn't take it no more. I don't know if y'all wanted me to get on here and say BBL smell good, but they stink. Stay away from them. When I said all BBLs stink, what I should have said was, if your body rejects the procedure and your scars are not healing, it do have a smell. There's a lot of women in my comments saying, oh, I had a BBL and my BBL don't smell. The fact of the matter is, immediately after procedure, when you're experiencing the drainage do have a smell. So if your body rejects the procedure and it's the constant leaking and unhealed scars, yes, it's going to smell, and that's just facts.
Y'all, this is off topic. What's that? Some creamy veggie pasta? I'm curious.
And of course, everyone's body is different and everyone's body reacts to the procedure differently. So I was speaking on my experience from my point of view that my body rejected the procedure, and with the constant leakage and drainage, it smelled horrible. You know, even with me covering the scars with, you know, different dressings.
So it's looking like a baked pizza veggie casserole.
Try to soak up.
I honestly wasn't even interested into what she was cooking until I saw Carlos King, and now he got me over here stressed out. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments below, and tell me what's she cooking, y'all.
The leakage, with it being constant like that, it gives off a horrible smell. And I also have several women in my inbox sharing their story. Something similar happened to them also. And if they are comfortable with me sharing their story with y'all, I will. I'm just here to tell my story, if that makes any sense.
Veggie pizza casserole and tacos. Hopefully this was recorded on 2 separate days, because I'm real confused. But good for her. Clearly she came back around to the internet and cleared up some things. Say that was her body type and her healing process. That is not everyone's body type, and everybody heals differently. Now, what she didn't clarify for me is an update. You said you had the BBL removed 4 years ago. Is there still a smell? And I promise I'm not being funny. Now, Carlos King dropped a couple of videos of doctors and updates on what they think the smell could have possibly been. Now, honestly, I don't even know if half of these TikTok doctors are actually doctors. I say all that to say, if you do have any of these issues going on, the best thing is to probably go to your physician. And if you have a physician who is not trying to see you, I would definitely go to the emergency room just so they can clarify what's going on. But before I pour y'all a whole steeping cup of this tea, go ahead and do me a favor and like the video for me.
I wasn't expecting my video to blow up like it did, but I have a lot of women angry with me. In a good way, don't come for me, y'all. They are reporting me. They're commenting nasty things.
How rude.
I'm just about to delete everything and go about my business, because when I say this is crazy,
it's trending. And there are a lot of reasons for that smell, but I think that I will tell you guys a story about a girl that I dated, and I took her out. She had a BBL. Her body looked crazy good. Like, she had it done right.
Oh my God! Wow!
Her whole body looked amazing. So we linked up and we went out, had a really good time. Yeah. We went to a Lakers game and then went to a spot by LA Live and had some dinner. Yeah. Had a really good time. And so she was like, so what you trying to do? I was like, yeah, let's go back to my place and relax, have a nightcap, and see where it takes us.
My boy know you want that.
So we drive back to my spot. Yeah. And so light the candles, get the music going. Yeah. Open up a bottle of champagne, and we sitting there and we having a nice vibe. And you know, we started getting into it and everything. And clothes started to come off. Yeah. And she wanted to give me a little show, so she was like, just stand right there. Ooh. And so like she took off everything very seductively and got on my bed and started twerking that thing, right?
Yeah! Oh, she was throwing that thing, huh?
Like,
yeah.
What the hell? Because at this point she got nothing on. And I smelled the smell and it hits my nose. The shit was like a salt of my nose. I'm like, what the hell?
Frying his nose.
So I'm like,
put it on.
Not to be rude, but I know we had a long day. You're not smelling that fresh down there. I think you need to get into the shower. And
yes, definitely.
I'll go ahead and freshen up. And she looked at me so embarrassed. I did it as gently as I could, but what I realized is if someone has had a normal size behind for all of their life, and then they switch up, and now they got this big BBL here and really clean.
And dig on up in there.
You know what I'm saying? And if they're not used to doing that, they might not know that, hey, you sweat differently. Everything is different when you add that much more meat back there. That thing can't breathe as good. And
he sound like
so she ended up getting in the shower and everything. I had everything that she needed. And I ended up clapping them cheeks.
Yeah.
Wait.
All of you!
Daddy, chill.
People, the smell, I think her smell was coming from just not being able to get back there and clean properly. But some people's smell is coming from what the excretions and what's coming out with the fat that they've actually put in to their bodies.
Yeah.
So You know, BBLs for me is just for fun. Those women are for fun. Like, you can't take women with BBLs, in my opinion, to parent-teacher conferences. They big old ass knocking over the little kids' crayons and stuff as they try to walk through the parent-teachers conferences.
You need to relax.
Rooms. That's not really for me. That's for fun. That's for, you know, weekend fun. You know, wifey material is just regular, natural women that you can build a family with and give a great life to. But that's
Bye, boy. So women with BBLs don't deserve a great life, and I don't know what makes you oh so sure that you could even give a woman a great life. But yet you're clearly still dating and unmarried is what I can tell from this video. Now, I may be wrong, but I typically like to take marriage advice from somebody married. You know, someone with a little bit more stability and morals, because y'all always put it on women, but you out there hitting women on the first night. Now, no, I don't have a BBL and I will never get a BBL, but that does not mean what this gentleman is saying is in any way, shape, or form true about women with BBLs not being marriage material.
The BBL smell is trending on social media, but what is it?
And it could be like 2 or 3 BBL baddies, and you wondering like, who the hell got Chiefy from?
Getting a BBL make you potentially smell bad. There are a lot of theories being thrown out there.
About 3 weeks later, all the way up to 3 weeks later, they have excretions, actually grease, that comes out of their body, and it has a putrid smell.
It's normal to get a little bit of drainage from having liposuction or BBL for a few days after surgery, but putrid smell after 3 weeks tells me you've got an infection. That is not normal.
Yeah.
BBL, your ass is so rock hard. Like, I could barely get toilet paper in like a hand between.
It's like physics. If you was a chick that was like 150, right?
Yeah.
150 pounds.
Right.
And you got a BBL. So the BBL made you probably like 170, 180. You're not used to that go around. You feel me?
And y'all please excuse Carlos King cracking up in the background. Again, like I said, I could only find a few of these clips from him, and then I also found some of these clips from her personal channel.
Smell fact or is it cap? It is cap.
Yeah.
Now immediately after surgery, maybe you're a bit sore, maybe it's a little hard to clean back there, but otherwise there's nothing about having had a BBL surgery that's going to make you smell bad.
Hey Giselle, do BBL smell? No. Transfers the weak fat transfer a lot of things, whether that be to the face, to the pecs, to the breast, to scars even. Won't fat transfer really anywhere on the body, and that does not cause a smell. So I think the smells that people are talking about, it's probably just hygiene issues because you have a bit, it's a little bit more difficult to clean, and that's how we end up with the smell.
Now again, I'm not sure if half of these TikTok doctors are even doctors. I don't care how professional the background is. However, I know so many people with BBLs. I even have people in my family with BBLs, and I've been around them and they never had a smell. So like she said in the video, maybe this was just her body rejecting the procedure and it didn't go right for her. And that doesn't mean that it won't go right for you. But just make sure you always do your own research, and if in doubt, doctor it out. Well, I do drop daily tea, so pour it up for me. Make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button so you never missed another video. And drop in the comments below what you think about this video, because you know I need to know.